This is your belt line right here, okay? Shake hands, let's go.
All right, we are ready for our first bout of the evening. This one featuring Matt Korobov, an undefeated fighter out of Russia, taking on Ossie Duran, who's been kind of one of those globe-trotting fighters, gatekeeper types. Tough guy, fought a lot of really good fighters, and always a good test for an up-and-comer, which Matt Korobov is, although Korobov has, in fact, been described as an up-and-comer now for the past few years and still trying to break through into that upper level, but he's getting close now as his record brought into the ring tonight is that of 19-0. I'm Rich Murata along with Raul El Diamante Marquez here at the American Airlines Center, Dallas, Texas, getting ready for this card, which is now getting underway here. And I hope you're enjoying it wherever you are around the world. We're also joined by Christina Poncher, who is the third person on our broadcast crew here tonight, who has actually been here all week long and seen the goings on, I guess you could put it, as we were getting ready for the featherweight championship fight tonight between Juan Lopez and champion Mikey Garcia, who is champion no longer because he forfeited his title on the scales yesterday when he was 2 pounds overweight. But Christina, what kind of week has it been, and what about the way the situation unfolded yesterday?
It's been a great week here in Dallas. The Dallas-Fort Worth area has treated everybody really well. We had a bunch of meet and greets, and honestly, no sign of Mikey Garcia not being able to make weight this week. I've been with him all week long and really had no idea, but Robert Garcia was not in town with him all this fight week, was at home for his son's graduation yesterday, so a little bit of a surprise there, but Mikey's a professional. He'll recover well, and hopefully they'll come out tonight, and although he can't win the title, only Juanma can, hopefully they'll still put on a good show for the fans tonight.
All right, and we will watch to see if that actually does become a factor as the fight unfolds here this evening. The situation on the weight, as we mentioned, Raul Marquez with us, and Raul, as we watch Korobov and Duran go at it here tonight, let me just get some quick opening comments from you about our main event here this evening.
Well, you know, Mikey Garcia has always been a professional, very dedicated, and it was a little bit unprofessional of him not making weight, but you know, sometimes you know, your body it takes a toll, and you get to a point that you just can't make weight. And I was talking to his father earlier today. He said, you know, when you got them last 2 or 3 pounds, we try to knock them last 2 or 3 pounds. You know how it is to be a fighter. We tried, and we couldn't get nothing out. While we could work with is like maybe half a pound. So that tells you the story. He knows, you know, and I told the dad, you know, I said, we're fighting. I'm a fighter, and you know, you guys are the trainers. And when he got on the scale, he knew already that he wasn't going to make weight, and he agreed with me. Yeah, we knew we were not going to make weight, and you know, we just are trying to perform and still, you know, fight and beat a guy like Juan Lopez. You know, the title's not on the line now, but you know, if he could go in there and win impressively today, when I say that is by a knockout, you know, knock Juan Lopez out and pretty much put him into retirement, you know, that would forget about the weight issue and probably would move on to bigger and better things at 130 or 135 pound division.
All right, so that's our setup for the title fight tonight, which is on one half of the title, because Juan Lopez is a man who could win the title this evening. However, Mikey Garcia could not. But in the meantime, you've just watched round one between the man you're looking at there, Matt Korobov, 19-0, taking on the veteran Ossie Duran here this evening. Across the way, you see Ossie Duran, 36 years old. Definitely been around for a while. Tonight his 40th professional fight, and he's fought a lot of good fighters and contenders along the way. Last really good win that he had, year before last, he beat Matt Vanda, a fighter who gave, if you might remember, quite a good battle to Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And Duran beat him, and he's coming off, Ossie Duran, a victory over Joshua Snyder by decision in Newark last October, and hoping tonight to kind of be the spoiler for Matt Korobov. Korobov had an outstanding amateur career. When he came here 4 or 5 years ago, really there were many high hopes for him, and they thought that he would have a spectacular beginning. But the transition for him, I think, Raul, a little tough.
It has been tough. We fought the European style. He still does it at times, and by now he should have. I think he should have done something. Now, like you said, he was a decorative amateur, and so far I don't think he's lived up to his expectations. He changed trainers from Mike the body snatcher McCallum. Now he's working with Charles Mooney, who was an Olympian in 1976 with the dream team that he called, that he says with Sugar Ray Leonard and them guys, Howard Davis. And let's see what so far. Let's see what he's been able to bring to the table with Matt as a trainer. And this is only their first fight working together, so trainer and fighter, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some fights for them to bond and make some changes. The important thing is here today with Korobov, with a new trainer, is to get the win. Get the win. And, even if he doesn't look impressive and he doesn't do everything his trainer wants him to do, it's important for them to win and, and then go back to work.
But he is 30 years old, so he needs to make things start happening for himself. Studying Duran right now.
Korobov, left hand, he's a left-handed guy, and just very, you see the crowd booing. He's not a very exciting fighter, and, very intelligent. He's smart, and he's winning fights. And, let's see if his new trainer could bring more out of him. We hope he can.
Yeah, he's fundamentally he's very sound, and he's got good punching power. But sometimes he's been a little reluctant to let his fists go. And so far tonight, he's still in a study hall here in round number 2.
Yes. I mean, we don't look at Korobov anymore as a prospect anymore, Rich. I mean, he's got 19, 20 professional fights. It's time for him to make a big move. He's got to make a statement. Oh, that's it. He's got to make a statement.
There's your statement.
He made a statement.
And Duran a little slow getting up.
I'm laughing because, he did what, he's doing what he has to do. It's about time he does something like that.
Let's see if he can apply a clincher here as Korobov goes to work. Duran, by the way, has been a guy who's been able to hang in there, and even with the top best fighters he's fought, been able to go the distance. He certainly does not get dropped often, and he lands a left as the bell brings an end to round 1. Well, that one came out of nowhere.
Yes, it did, and I think he needed that. And let's see if Duran doesn't go into defensive mode. Here he goes. Jab, measuring. Boom. Left hand down the middle. Before he threw a left, he threw it like a left hook. Here we see it again. He's pawing with the jab. He's trying to set it up. He's waiting. Touch him with the jab again. Let's go left hand to the body and then up to the top and put Duran down. Very accurate with them shots. Talking about Matt Korobov, very accurate. I mean, he's got the skills, he's got the experience. I mean, this guy fought everybody, the amateurs, and he's got 19 professional fights, and he's showing it right now.
A solid knockdown score. There's nothing fluky about that one. A beautiful left hook finishing off the 3 punches that he recorded, although Matt actually seemed a little bit surprised when Duran went down. But a good knockdown, and Korobov then jumps into the early lead in this fight. This one is scheduled for 8. These are middleweights. Ossie Duran is from Ghana, although he lives now in Patterson, New Jersey, known as the Ghanaian Gladiator. And he has been a gladiator. He's one of those guys, have gloves, will travel. And he's taking a beating now, and a good left hook to the body sends Duran down for the second time.
Yeah, it was definitely that left hook to the body that hurt him.
Nope. He got to 7. Robert Chapa called the fight, and that is it. Knockout. Korobov, 2nd round. And now maybe the breakthrough has happened.
Possibly. That was a good, excellent performance by Matt Korobov. I hadn't seen him in the past. We saw the left hand. He was changing up with the left hand. Left hand to the body, and then over the top or straight hand down the middle, left hand down the middle. Showed his patience, showed his skills, his power. Good win for him, Rich.
Right, I thought it was an excellent win, man, no question about it. And he really showed some power there, and he got, I said second round, it was the third round, I'm sorry. The third round knockout for Matt Korobov. But there you see him winding up. And,
there's that left hook to the body twice. Heard Ossie Duran to the body, and he just couldn't get back up. I mean, you know, that's another fight that shows you how much body shots could do damage, especially when you really sit down and really drive with the power shot.
Well, he really did sit down. He showed the leverage, scored the knockout. Here's Lupe.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout concludes with an official time of 51 seconds of round number 3. Your winner, by way of knockout, Matt Korobov.